Which one reigns supreme?
Ultimate AI showdown. Honestly, it's a lot to process.
Yeah, the AI video scene is exploding right now. Tons of platforms, each promising to be the one.
And who's got time to figure out which is best? That's our mission in this deep dive, right? To crown the AI video generator king, if there is one.
Exactly, and give you the info to choose the right tool, even if it's not the king, because everyone's needs are different.
Totally. No time to learn every single platform out there. So, cutting to the chase, what are we even looking at here, contender-wise?
So your PDF focuses on 7 big players in the commercial world. Hyper, Hotshot, Kling,
Okay, some familiar names there.
Luma, Pika, Pixar, and then there's the interesting case of Runway, but we'll circle back to that one. Good mix. But I did notice the PDF sticks to the commercial side, kind of skips over open source stuff. Any thoughts there?
Makes sense given their audience, probably. Open source is powerful, but you need the technical chops, right? This PDF seems aimed at filmmakers, creators who want user-friendly, so...
So these platforms are the more approachable ones. Got it.
Exactly.
All right, before we judge these AI video generators, we got to lay down the law, the criteria. What was our expert looking at to make their big decisions?
They broke it down into 9 key categories, starting with, obviously, stability and realism. How convincing are the videos? Any weird glitches?
Got to have those basics down, Pat.
For sure. Then there's video length, frame rate, all that good stuff.
Makes sense.
Then ease of use, because ain't nobody got time for a clunky interface. And then the fun stuff. Text to video, image to video capabilities.
That's what gets everyone hyped, right? Type some words, boom, instant video.
Exactly. And the PDF gets into the nitty-gritty of which platforms nail it and which fall short.
All right, 5 down, 4 to go. What else are we working with?
Rendering time is huge GE, especially coming from traditional filmmaking. Then, resolution and quality, because high-res doesn't mean much if the image is full of compression artifacts.
Finding that balance, speed versus beauty.
Precisely. And last but definitely not least, cost and availability. Because the best tool in the world's useless if you can't afford it or even get your hands on it.
So true. All right, scorecard ready. Let's meet our first contender. We're starting with Hyper. Described as a bit of a pioneer in the AI video world. One of the first to make waves with its realism, even offering some free video generation. So is Hyper living up to the hype?
Bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. There are flashes of potential, like this example they gave, a looping video of this Power Ranger character, very cartoony, but well done, and a shot of waves at a beach, kind of repetitive, but could be useful for the right project.
Sounds like a potential starting point for beginners who want to dip their toes in without spending a fortune.
Good way to put it.
But what about for more seasoned filmmakers? Can Hyper hang in the big leagues, or is it out of its depth?
That's where it gets tricky. The PDF says Hyper's movements can be, quote, pretty static. It understands basic physics, but not pushing boundaries or anything.
So maybe not directing the next summer blockbuster. What about smaller scale? The PDF mentions Hyper's image-to-video feature is worth looking at. Anything interesting there?
This is where we see Hyper's limits a bit. The initial image-to-video, often decent, but longer it goes, things fall apart. They give an example, asteroid scene. Rocks go weirdly contrasted toward the end, almost like...
Quality's dropping out.
Yeah, and that seems to be a theme with Hyper. Consistency, realism, especially on longer videos, more complex scenes, not quite there.
So, user-friendly, easier on the wallet, but quality and consistency, not so much. What about character animation specifically? How's Hyper handling that?
Not great, according to the PDF.
Right.
Several examples of stiff, unnatural movements. One where they said his eyes get really weird there at the end, and this astronaut on Mars looks more like he's shuffling awkwardly than,
Exploring a red planet.
Exactly.
So Hyper has its limitations. Good for dipping your toes in, but for high-quality, sophisticated stuff, might need to look elsewhere. Speaking of, how about we turn up the heat with Hotshot?
Let's see what Hotshot's bringing. Hotshot's aiming for the top, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Big claims right off the bat. The PDF mentions they're going for quality close to Sora. Ambitious, considering Sora's rep.
Whoa, hold up. Sora. Ringing a bell, but refresh my memory. What's Sora? Why is everyone buzzing about it?
Right, gotta give Sora its due. Think of it like the holy grail of AI video. Legendary stuff. Developed by OpenAI, the ChatGPT folks, the DALL-E geniuses, so...
Okay, pedigree's there, clearly.
But it's in closed beta still. Only a lucky few have access.
Ah, the VIP section of AI video. Us regular folk gotta wait.
Exactly. But the kicker is, Hotshot, this platform, built by a team of 4 people.
No way. David versus Goliath over here. Okay, so big promises, Small but mighty team. But show me the money. What's the footage actually look like?
The PDF pulls out some examples that suggest maybe they're onto something. Shot of a woman using a cell phone, they said, honestly, looks pretty good. Another one, woman riding a train, the parallaxing, how objects move at different speeds based on distance. Spot on, apparently.
Okay, those are good signs. But for me, ease of use is key. Don't want to be fighting the software. Hotshot deliver on that front.
Sounds deceptively simple. You put in your prompt, hit render, wait 3 minutes, boom. Here's the catch, though, no image to video yet.
Wait, seriously, that seems like a pretty big mess, especially if they're going for filmmaker friendly.
The PDF actually calls it, quote, a catastrophic flaw. Thinks it's because the platform's so new. Hoping it's coming soon, but right now. Really limits Hotshot to super basic stuff.
Like having a race car with one gear. Might win a drag race, but good luck on a road trip.
Perfect analogy. And then there's the other speed bump cost, $99 for 200 generations per month. One of the pricier options out there.
Yeah, not exactly chump change.
The PDF breaks it down. 200 generations, maybe a 30-second commercial, short film. I for being really picky with your footage, so.
Pressure's on. All right, so Hotshot, tons of potential, but needs a bit more time in the oven, maybe.
I'd say that's fair. Be interesting to see how they tackle those limitations going forward. But for now, let's jump over to a platform that's got its own buzz going on. Kling.
Kling, huh? Now there's a name that sticks with you. What's their story?
So Kling, it's AI, video, and image generation coming straight out of China. And it's got a following, surprisingly dedicated one.
Oh, really? Always love when tech crosses borders like that. What's got people clinging on, so to speak? What's the word on the street?
It seems to be the realism, especially the physics. They're apparently quite good.
Yeah.
And a certain quirkiness. The PDF says outputs can have artifacts, weird outlining, but overall quality is, quote, really not that bad.
So perfect, but it's got character. I like it.
Exactly. And it's surprisingly good at dynamic movement. There's this volcanic eruption in a city. PDF mentions not flawless, but the scale, the energy, impressive. And then a cute little dog swimming in a pool, just pure fun.
Now that's what I'm talking about. All right, but practicality time. Kling beginner friendly or something for the seasoned pros.
Seems like a good balance, actually. Straightforward, interface, easy to pick up, but also advanced features for the experienced folks.
Like what? Give me the deets.
Camera movement, for one, you can adjust that, which is cool. And it's got negative prompting, really helpful for refining your creations.
Oh, cool. For those who don't know, what exactly are we talking about with negative prompting?
Negative prompting's awesome. It's basically telling the AI what you don't want. So you're making a forest scene, but no birds allowed. Negative prompt, no birds, and it tries its best to leave them out.
That's super helpful, especially when you have a specific vision in mind.
Okay.
Okay, so ease of use, cool features, check and check. What about image to video? How's it stack up?
Kling really shines here, according to the PDF. Really impressive, they say. Natural-looking movements, believable transitions, all that good stuff. They were especially impressed with this shot of a man looking around. Said it looks a lot like live-action footage.
High praise, but come on, no platform's perfect. Quirks. What are Kling's quirks? Gotta ask.
One big one the PDF calls out. It outputs at 30 frames per second, not the 24 that's standard for film.
Oh, seriously? Seems like a huge miss, especially if they're aiming for filmmakers.
I know, right? Like they forgot what planet they were on. The PDF seems to think it's a deal breaker for now, but hopefully it's something they'll fix in an update.
Fingers crossed. So, Kling great realism, dynamic movement, image to video's top-notch, but that frame rate, head scratcher. If they fix it, Kling could be a real player.
Agreed. Now, switching gears a bit, let's talk about a platform that's known for 3D scanning, but now they're dipping their toes into AI video. Luma.
Luma, interesting. So they come from the 3D background. I'm curious how that influences their AI video. Are we talking hyperrealism? Crazy special effects.
It's subtle, but you see it in their focus on movement and physics. The PDF says Luma's great at realistic shots, especially slow-mo. They're thinking maybe Luma's training data had a lot of slow-mo footage, hence the strength.
Makes sense. Slow-mo's notoriously tough to get right, both in real life and CGI. If an AI can nail that out of the gate, that's impressive. But what about when things speed up? Can Luna handle the action?
That's where it gets. Well, the PDF says Luma tends to warp human movements when things get fast-paced. There's this spaceship taking off, and it, quote, really takes a turn there towards the end. Like Luma's AI is still figuring out how fast stuff actually moves.
Classic AI problem, right? Fast objects,
Right.
always a challenge. So Luma needs a few more laps around the track before it's doing Top Gun maneuvers. What about text to video then? Can it follow instructions?
They fed it the same astronaut prompt as the others, and it's something. Got the astronaut on Mars, but not exactly a success. No walking, and the spaceships not landing so smoothly.
So better with visuals than words. Show it, don't tell it, kind of AI. Okay, so how's the image to video looking?
Some good points here. The PDF praises the transitions, the camera movement. It can be dynamic. There's this shot moving down a corridor, apparently very convincing.
Okay, so tracking shots are good. Promising.
Uh,
But, gotta ask, the quirks. Luma's got them right. What'd they find?
Remember how we said Luma might like slow-mo a bit too much? Seems to pop up again. There's this image to video main character is practically frozen while everyone around them is moving naturally.
No way.
Mm.
Like that one friend at the party who always misses a beat. That's hilarious. But yeah, not ideal if you're going for high-octane action.
Exactly. Right tool for the job. Speaking of, Pika Labs up next.
Big labs, right. They're pretty involved with the AI filmmaking scene, aren't they?
Big time. PDF mentions they're working with groups like Curious Refuge, doing events, competitions all over the world. Really invested in growing that AI filmmaking community, which is great to see.
Love that. Companies supporting artists, always a win. But enough about the good deeds. What about the tech itself? What kind of video wizardry is Pika Labs up to?
From these examples, still working on the recipe, it seems. The PDF calls out some rough spots, especially smooth, natural-looking movement, that kind of thing.
Uh-oh. What happened? Spill the tea.
Okay, so there's this cowboy on horseback, tons of jitteriness, they said, and the cowboy's face, like it's melting off.
Oh, no.
And then another guy on a horse, AI can't quite figure out the physics, so it looks like he's levitating.
Maybe Pika Labs needs to visit a real rodeo or something. Study up on how horses and cowboys actually work. Okay, so not quite ready for a Western film. Got it. Image to video. Any better?
So they've got these advanced editing tools, which is cool, camera movement, even lip syncing. But the image to video itself, still some kinks. This one, image of a man in a corridor. AI just throws in flickering fire in the background for no reason.
See, that's what I don't get. I love some artistic flair, but that's not flair. That's just the AI hallucinating.
Right, and it's not even consistent. Another one, AI loses focus mid-shot, then snaps back like nothing happened.
Oh, I've been there. Distracted by something shiny, classic.
Ooh.
So Pika Labs, good intentions, great on the community side, but the tech needs work. That friend with amazing ideas but hasn't quite figured out how to make them real.
Nailed it. One interesting thing, though, they're good at upscaling, apparently. You can upscale Pika Labs videos within the platform, and the quality's surprisingly good.
Oh, that's actually really handy. Saves you a step, no need to mess around with other software. So, Pika Labs, good for upscaling, but maybe hold off on the epic CGI shots for now.
Pretty much. All right, moving on. A platform that's been getting a lot of attention lately. Good and bad Pixar.
Pixar. Wait, wasn't Pixar once totally free? And then they went and added paid tiers.
You remember? You're right. Pixar was free, which got them a lot of early fans, but they added features, and I'm sure running these AI things ain't cheap, so paid tiers it is.
Yeah, got to keep the lights on somehow. But the question is Pixar's paid version worth the price of admission? What's the verdict?
So the PDF does not mince words about Pixar. Quote, quality simply not justified by the price, gives it a failing grade, an F.
Ooh, that's brutal. But what went so wrong? Don't hold back.
Okay, buckle up. The PDF has examples where Pixar's AI goes completely haywire. One, it's the astronaut again, and get this, the spaceship phases through his body.
Hold on, they can do that. That's not just bad physics, that's like sci-fi horror movie stuff.
I know, right? And it gets weirder. This other one, characters' fingers get super long, like, quote, an alien trying to pretend to be human.
Okay, that's just creepy. Pixar's AI needs to watch less Twilight Zone, more nature documentaries, I'm thinking.
Seriously. And it's not just the visuals. It's still 30 frames per second, like we talked about. Big no-no for film. And the resolution is 576p, native resolution. That's rough.
Back to the Stone Age of YouTube, basically. So Pixar, not the star it once was.
That's one way to put it. But we gotta end on a high note. Last contender, and probably the current champ of AI video, Runway.
Runway. Now we're talking Gen 3, right. Heard legends about its realism. Tell me everything.
Get ready to be impressed. The PDF loves Runway. Quote, one of the most popular AI video generation tools in the world, and for good reason. They've got it all going on, rotoscoping, green screen, even voiceover stuff, all AI powered.
One-stop shop for the AI filmmaker. Plus, they're doing their own AI film festival now.
Yeah.
But okay, enough hype. What's Gen 3 actually like to use? How's the video quality?
It's kind of amazing. The PDF has examples, and they're just stunning, very realistic. One woman driving in a car, they said, quote, at a quick glance, you wouldn't know it's not real.
Now that's the good stuff. But Runway's got to have its quirks, right? What sets it apart?
So the PDF noticed that Runway really likes to mess with the exposure of its shots. Sometimes it's great, very cinematic, but other times feels like the AI's got its own ideas about how things should look, you know?
Like that friend who always has to edit your photos, even when you think they're perfect as is.
Exactly. But hey, at least they've got good taste.
True, true. Okay, enough about artistic vision. What about the tech specs? Frame rate, resolution. Hit me with it.
All good news. 24 frames per second native, perfect for film. Resolution 768 by 1280, so bit above 720p, and you can upscale within Runway for even more detail.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Okay, but what's the damage? It's got to be pricey.
It's an investment, yeah. Free version's super limited, just a few videos. If you're serious, $35 a month gets you 75 video clips, which honestly for this quality ain't bad. And then there's the unlimited plan, $95 a month.
So, not for the casual user, but for filmmakers, creators, anyone who's serious about this AI video thing, sounds like Runaway's worth it.
Yeah.
Especially compared to some of these others. Cheaper, but you get what you pay for, it seems.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And got to keep in mind, this whole field's moving so fast, what seems expensive today might be the norm tomorrow.
That is a very good point. Man, what a deep dive this has been. Breakthroughs, hilarious AI fails, the whole shebang. AI video's here to stay, that much is clear. It's going to be fascinating to see how it changes storytelling, filmmaking, everything.
Totally agree. We're just getting started, you know? Who knows what's next?
And that's the beauty of it, right? The future's unwritten, and we're all along for the ride. Well, thanks for joining me on this AI video generator journey. Hope you learned a thing or two, and who knows, maybe even got inspired to make some AI magic of your own. Until next time, happy creating.